Hi, first grade. I am going to share a story with you. This is just optional if you would like to listen to it if you have a few minutes. And there's no activity to complete, just a story to listen to. So, in reading, we are going to talk about the author's note in the story Waiting for the Biblioburro. But basically, that story, Waiting for the Biblioburro, is based on a real person and the real story of a real person that is using a biblioburro, that is bringing books to children using burros. And this book is showing from the librarian's side. So when we listened to Waiting for the Biblioburro, it was talking more about Anna and the children in the village and waiting for the Biblioburro to come. This is about the Biblioburro. So I thought you might enjoy listening to it, and it does use the real person's real name, and tells a little bit about that. So just sit back, relax, enjoy. And again, this is just, optional if you just would like to listen to the story. And I hope you enjoy it. Biblioburro, a true story from Colombia. Deep in the jungles of Colombia, there lives a man who loves books. His name is Luis. As soon as he reads one book, he brings home another. Soon the house is filled with books. His wife Diana grumbles. What are we going to do? Eat books with our rice? Luis thinks long and hard. At last an idea pops into his head. I can bring my books into the faraway hills to share with those who have none. One burro could carry books, and another burro could carry me, and more books. Luis buys two sturdy little burros. He names them Alpha and Beta, or Beto. I've heard it both ways. He builds crates to hang on their backs and paints signs. Biblioburro, the burro library. Then Diana fills the crates with books. Every week, Luis and Alpha and Beto set off across the countryside to faraway villages in the lonely hills. This week, they travel to El Tormento. When the sun burns high in the sky, Luis and the burros stop at a stream to drink the cool water. After they have their fill, Beto balks. Luis pulls and pulls on Beto's reins, but Beto won't budge. The children are waiting for us. At last the burro gives in and steps across the stream. Deep in the hills, the path is lonelier than ever. Bird songs are the only sounds they hear. Then, from deep in the shadows, a bandit leaps out. Please let us pass, Luis says. The children are waiting. The bandit scowls at the books, but he takes one and growls. Next time I want silver. He says, give me your silver. The Biblioburro continues on its way over the hills until at last Luis sees houses below. The children of El Tormento run to meet him. Luis insists on reading a story before they choose books to borrow. Today I have a surprise for you, he says. He reaches behind the books and pulls out a bundle of masks. Little piglets, put on a mask and I'll read you a tale about pigs. And if we look at the pictures, what story do you think he is telling them or reading them? It says, once upon a time, right? And I'll huff and I'll puff, the three little pigs. When the story ends, it's time for everyone to choose a book. The children hold their books close as they say goodbye and walk home. Luis and Alpha and Beto head back over and around the hills, across the grasslands and streams, and into the sunset. At home, Luis feeds his hungry burros, and Diana feeds her hungry husband. But then, instead of sleeping, Luis picks up his book and reads deep into the night. And in the hills, candles and lanterns burn as the children read borrowed books deep into their night, too. All right, so I like how that ended, and it, connects with the Anna story where she's at the beginning dreaming and waking up and sleeping, and then we see the boy at the end of the story. So it kind of all connects together. So this is the author's note on the back of the book, so I just wanted to read this to you as well. Biblioburro is based on the true story of Luis Soriano, who lives in La Gloria, a remote town in northern Colombia. An avid reader, Luis understood the transformative power of reading because of his experiences as a school teacher. So, an avid reader means reading all the time, someone that just reads all the time. And transformative means change, like changing something. So he's saying because he read so much, he knows how reading can change people's lives. And do you remember our big pizza question? Right? It's all kind of coming together, right? All right. So he wanted to share his collection of books with the children and adults in the isolated villages in the distant hills where books were scarce. Most houses had none. So scarce means not any, none, hardly any around. Luis and his two burros began bringing books to the villages in 2000. So it's 2020 now, so that was 20 years ago. He started with a collection of 70 books that has grown to over 4,800, mostly from donations. Now the Biblioburro travels to the hills every weekend. 300 people, more or less, look forward to borrowing the books Luis brings. A small corner of the world is enriched. All right, so again, that was the story that Waiting for the Biblioburro was based on this librarian and school teacher that is doing this and has done this. So I hope you enjoyed listening to the story, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks.